and security off. We did it, Ellen. We kept our eggs safe all Easter from notorious egg thief Andy Farrant.
Man, I'm so glad we didn't just eat them all in one go, because I'm getting real hangry and I don't know what's going to set me over the edge.
Ellen, the box is empty.
What? Who do I murder?
There's a note. Dear idiots.
Hey!
I got to your stash of chocolate eggs despite your best efforts, which were awful. I mean, the lasers were just cat toys.
Oh, yeah. They were quite cheap.
Thus, I was able to steal the eggs easily. Mwahahahahahahahahaha. Sincerely yours, Andy, no wait, Mike. I can't believe Mike would do this to us, Ellen. This calls for a thorough review of our security services. I'm talking a root and branch audit of everything, top to tail. No. Oh, for goodness sake. Show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend. And... Hi, Ellen. Welcome back.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Show of the weekend.
Yay!
I can't believe Andy ate our eggs. I mean, Mike. I can't believe Mike ate our eggs.
Yeah.
Can't believe you would
Definitely
do that.
wasn't Andy. The
Mike?
name was crossed out.
Yeah. Mike looked so trustworthy. And then sometimes... Andy warned us this might happen.
Yeah.
We should listen to Andy more. He's the only one we can trust, clearly. Ellen, what have you been up to over Easter?
Well, over Easter, I was playing Days Gone.
Sounds cheerful. So, Days Gone. It's the game with all the zombies.
Yes,
I think that's
lots
the tagline.
of zombies.
Yeah.
But they're called freakers.
Yes. Is it good? Is the game good?
Yes.
Is it very good? Or is it quite good?
I would say it's very good.
Oh
With
my god.
some things that I will talk about and explain.
Let's hear it.
I have talked about Days Gone on Show of the Weekend before.
Yep.
That was
I remember.
a preview event, and I don't want to go over too much of the same stuff. I enjoy the main character. I think Deacon St John is very interesting, even though he it's like someone just got like a liturgy book and threw darts at it to get the names for it. So Deacon
Right.
St John. He could be Bishop All Saints. You never know.
Reverend Leviticus. Pope Dead Sea Scrolls. We weren't sure about the main character, right?
Yeah.
We, and by we I mean you, thought he seemed potentially bland.
Yeah, he could.
Just
It was
there.
like, oh, but having spent a little bit more time with him, I think he's great. The main reason I think that is because I'm enjoying the game. When I was like thinking about how
Sure.
to talk about this game, I thought a lot about Shadow of the Tomb Raider and
Okay.
how that was basically like a mirror of this a little bit, in that it was a character that I was heavily invested in.
Oh,
But
you were having a terrible
I was
time.
having a terrible time with her, but then Deacon, I was like, this is a dude on a bike with some stubble, okay. And then I'm like, I'm happy being this character.
Cool,
So,
that's
yeah.
nice.
Which is good.
The mirror of Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Well, everything should aspire to be the opposite of Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
One of the main things that you're doing a lot is riding around on your bike. You really do have to stop for fuel a fair bit. It's something that it's not like all the time, but it's something that you must always be thinking about in the back of your mind. It is, okay, if I drive over here, will I find a fuel can to get back?
It's survival, isn't it?
Once I went to a place and I didn't have fuel, and so I just reloaded a save.
What do you, if you weren't to reload your save, what do? Do you have to like push the bike back?
Well, you just kind of have to walk around and search until you find a red can. Like,
Oh, okay.
They're not completely like, you're in the middle of nowhere, but it was just like, it'll take me 10 minutes and I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I feel like the fundamental thing about survival games
Yeah.
is having that like
Yeah,
resource thing in the
yeah.
back of your head. But I don't find that fun at all.
Here we go. That's it.
It's just that one time, but the rest of the time
Okay.
I was just like, okay, before I go out on a mission, I'm gonna just go top up on the thing, make sure I fix my bike with scrap, which is plentiful. You find cars everywhere, you open up the bonnet and take out scrap. It's very well balanced. It's not one of those kind of
That's
like
good.
games with survival in the title where you're like, oh my goodness, I'm just constantly having
Yeah.
to do this.
So you haven't
It's-
found yourself too short of anything or too rich in other things?
No. It's basically like
Nice.
when Andy was playing Red Dead Redemption, before he would go out on a mission, he'd make sure that his Morgan was like shaved,
Had a bath.
bathed, and blah blah blah. It's like that, but a lot simpler.
like-
Just like, is my bike working? Yes, good, we can go.
So the prep is easy, you just have to make sure your bike is ready to roll.
Yeah, and to do that, you need to make sure your bike is ready to roll to go out to places like ambush camps. So when you're cycling around, well, motorcycling around, there's occasions where like a sniper will try and take you out and there are bandits waiting for you, and you can reduce the chances of that happening by taking out the local camp.
Okay.
Full of bandits.
Sure.
Then you open up a fast travel point, and every time you open up a fast travel point, like when you go there, it shows how much fuel you'll use when you go there. Like it's like so many gallons.
Oh, that's useful.
And
okay.
like it won't let you travel if you don't have enough fuel and stuff like that. So
Okay. So it's fast travel, but it's not really doing you any favours in terms of resources.
No.
Okay,
And
fine.
then also though, when you do open these things, it's not just a fast travel point that you open. You get rewarded with new crafting recipes and some additional things on the map. So it's a little bit Far Cry, but you get something extra. Every single camp is very different. So there was one ambush camp that I went to and I had to take down being as quiet as possible, because if I made too many loud noises, there was a horde down below that would come up and swarm the place. What you could do is you could like set it up so that the horde come up and just attack them and you just stay back.
Yeah.
But when the horde came, I was like in the middle of it. It was like, ah!
Story. How much of it is there? Is it good?
Your bike gets busted. Deacon cleverly hides it under two branches that he finds, and it's in the middle of the road, and he just goes dirt, dirt, and I'm like, put it in the side of the road. So it gets scrapped, and so one of the things that you're doing is you're building up your bike.
Okay.
The whole plan is that you and Boozer are going to ride north and try and get away. So like you've got two kind of paths to help you get ready to leave, building up your bike.
Nice.
And building up your weapons stash. There's like this whole mystery about like the actual zombie apocalypse. So not only are you like learning how to survive.
So you don't know how it
and
happened?
You don't fully know. Like basically the kind of opening-ish cutscene is when it all goes down.
Right.
So your first experience of the zombies is just like they attack a town that you're in and you're all trying to escape, and then something happens which sets up the story about you, your best mate Boozer, who's a biker guy in the Mongrels gang with you, and then
Boozer the mongrel.
and then Sarah, your wife, and then it's like a few years later, and then like everything's like settled. You're trying to like work out what happened, where are certain characters, how are people surviving. You open up different camps as well to go, and you do missions for them, so you can go and take out people, go rescue people. You're learning about the different characters there and how different people have survived. So there's one camp where everyone's like, oh, it's free, and it's like run by a guy who's like a bit of a truther, who was like, oh, it's all the government's fault that the zombies happened, and blah, blah, blah.
I can see why the government did this. Of course.
Yes.
They benefited most of all
And
when they
then
were eaten.
there's one camp where it's basically a workers' camp. So like, and then you find people around the world and you can tell them to go to a camp. One camp you just get money, which is the workers' camp, and then one camp you send and you get money, but also some like trust. And you earn trust in camps to open up more things to buy from all the merchants.
Reputation grind.
One of the things is you've got bounties. Every time you kill a freaker or a newt or anything, you cut its ear off and you take it to a bounty place at one of the camps, and you get rewarded for that because you're helping lower the population.
Yeah, and also the ears are so
Juiciest bounty.
Thank you, stranger.
You got like the gun merchants and the mechanics looking after your bike.
Okay.
And every time you go and like talk to them, there's a dialogue. Like they're not just like that one dude in the Shadow of the Tomb Raider where he says the same thing like 5 times.
Yeah.
And it's
You have made an excellent choice, my friend. I am certain you will find it useful. I am certain you will find it useful. You have made an excellent choice, my friend. I am certain you will find it useful.
I do have some problems with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes with the story missions, they don't trigger until you leave a camp. You could have just finished a story mission in that camp, and then you leave and they're like, hey, come back, we've got a mission for you. And I was like, I was right there. And then occasionally when Deacon is chatting when he's on his bike, whether it's to someone on the radio or someone on the bike, he kind of shouts like this a lot.
Don't believe the lies. Well, you were right about one thing, Cope. All these Nero refugee camps, they did turn out to be death camps, just not the way you were expecting.
And I'm like, You don't need Shandy. There are some performance issues.
Oh, like
when
bugs?
Yeah, like I am playing on a regular PlayStation. I don't have a PlayStation Pro, so it might work a bit better on Pro. And I was playing a review build. By the time this video goes out, there will be a patch.
Yeah,
Many of these things
massive day one patch,
might
hopefully.
be fixed.
Yeah.
There are a few frame rate issues. For me, it was mostly when I went into camps and suddenly there were a lot of NPCs around me, like having chats.
Yeah.
Another bug that I had regularly was every once in a while, some sound thing would happen. So either Deacon would be about to say something, or I'd be about to fill my gas tank, and that would set off a particular sound effect.
Right.
Which would then trigger all of the special effects and sound effects in the background to just cut out.
Looks like they got hit by a swarm. If she was here, probably not much chance she's still alive.
If she is, you'll find her. Tuck her out.
Oh.
You would be left with just the vocal and music tracks.
I don't know. Check the gift shop at Belknap Crater. I don't know. Maybe Miriam Forks.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Ooh.
And
Like a spoken word poem, like a Shatner album.
yeah, so like
Right.
I'd be on my bike and the bike noise
Yeah.
would just cut out.
Okay.
Or
Which presumably makes his shouting seem even weirder.
yeah, or I'd be fighting a zombie. You would just have Deacon going, yeah, ah, ah. You couldn't
Nothing
hear the
else.
zombie. You couldn't hear your baseball bat hitting him in the face with it.
How
it's-
odd.
It was really weird, and that was the one bug that kept happening to me.
Interesting.
There were a couple of times in cutscenes, this really like revelatory cutscene, and Deacon standing there, and then he just went. And I was like, what?
Well, especially he was rocked by the revelations.
Yeah, and there was one bit where I was riding into a camp, and then like someone just T-posed at me, and I was like, ah! Oh my God. That was scarier than the Freakers. It's Ben Studios' like first big open world. They did Siphon Filter games.
Oh, yeah,
and they
yeah,
also
yeah.
did Bubsy the Bobcat.
I knew I should have taken that left turn at Uranus! Was it something I said? What could possibly go wrong?
You didn't tell me
in the
this.
day. So this is like their first huge open world game. You will get bugs.
No
I'm-
bugs in Bob.
I can understand why it has been delayed, basically, because
Okay.
they're still ironing out some kinks. So maybe
Also, yeah.
wait a little bit. But honestly, I've also been enjoying it. I don't give a crap about zombie games. Like when I see World War Z is out, and I'm like, this game. They're
Yep.
great. They're not the focus point. It's one of those zombie games where like humans are also the real monsters.
Oh no.
But still, freakers are also the real monsters, though.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget those
Yeah.
things.
The
And
real monster was man.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait. The real monster was the zombie monster
yeah,
that eat the men.
and the hordes are some of the most like fun but terrifying things that I've come across. Right now, I'm still
Cool.
at that point where I'm like, I just have to get away.
Okay.
But,
Soon though, you'll
yeah.
be like drifting your motorbike into them.
But like it's great though. I had to run, get on a motorbike, and then just like drift round and just go. And I was like,
Cool.
I bet I looked so cool right
Well, sounds like good stuff.
Oh, I could, yeah. If someone else play it, so I can just talk to them about it. It's
Okay.
one of those games.
I will play
for me.
it when I finish Sekiro. So I think 2022 is looking good.
In about 10 years.
In my calendar, yeah. Well, thank you for telling me all about it, Ellen.
That's all right. I was more than happy to. But Luke,
Yes.
I don't want to finish talking about it, to be honest.
Oh.
Instead, I'm going to quiz you on it now.
What?
Action-adventure survival horror open world zombie apocalypse game Days Gone is out this week on PlayStation 4, following the story of biker Deacon St John in Farewell, Oregon.
Farewell, Oregon.
Farewell, Oregon.
You were good.
You're covered in
Bye.
zombies now. But before the Freaker apocalypse, Deacon St John was part of the Mongrels Motorcycle Club.
Aww.
This is why he travels the rain-washed roads of Farewell, Oregon on his bike and keeps it all up himself, helping him to survive in this bleak, bleak world full of zombies. or freakers. But Luke,
Yeah.
if we were to have a zombie apocalypse right now, what would be your main transferable skill?
Oh, man.
You asked me this now. I'm asking you.
No. Oh, no. So it's the zombie apocalypse. It's all gone sideways.
Yeah.
They're coming through the walls, man.
Yeah, there's
And-
a whole horde of them outside.
Yeah, and I'm like, don't worry, I've got this because of my ability to keep speaking sentences and talking without stopping, and that's what I'll do to the zombies. They'll burst through the door, and I'll be like, zombies, wait! And they'll be like, "Arr!" And I'll be like, you shouldn't kill us because of the following reasons. Number one, for all you know, we have diseases. I have just injected myself and my colleagues' tenderest muscles with bleach, and if you eat it, you'll get full of bleach, and you'll destroy your brain. And reason number two, and while this is happening, like everyone's escaping out of the window. They've like tied a bed sheets
stop,
together. And then when
like,
I'd be like, and frankly, zombies, you really should take a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror. And if you ask me, this is not the first time this has happened, and I just think that this calls for action immediately.
So basically, you're going to filibuster them.
Yes, that'll be my main transferable skill.
Well,
It certainly won't be sitting down on a sofa like a normal person. What's going on here? There we go. That's how you normally do it, right?
Scuffed up on the
Oh,
good
good God, so no, I brought all the stains to the set. That's how you do it, right? You back up onto it on all fours.
Yeah. So, zombies that don't understand people.
Yeah, but they'll understand that something is being communicated. It'll be easier if they don't understand my actual language.
Right.
They'll just be like,
So what Deacon St John should be armed with instead of like a shotgun is like strong words.
yeah. But the ability to keep communicating in a way that people, like the zombies listening, will assume I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
You may have noticed this is one of my main skills.
Yeah.
To talk in a way you're like, well, he must be going somewhere with this. Well, you've played D&D with me.
Yeah.
And then,
oh, no, he's not.
And then the sentence eventually ends and you're like, I didn't mean anything. It's just words. And he's out the window and he's running off down the street. Jeez, it again. Yeah. And another thing.
We'll see if that works.
We will?
Well, in Days Gone, you come across hordes of freakers.
Yeah.
You can deal with them in two ways. Head first,
Yeah.
or skirting around and avoiding them. Luke, how do you deal
Head
with
first.
crowds?
Oh, with crowds, yeah. Head first. I think I'm quite fortunate in that among like people I know and my friends, I am someone who is very comfortable in crowds.
Yeah.
I think it is very, very.
Because you can see above most of them.
Yeah.
I
because
can't. I'm like,
you all look like ants to me. Does the lion fear the ant? No. That's how I feel in a shopping centre. I just move. You pitiful worms.
for me, the view is like when we were at Gamescom, my view was backpack. Luke's view was the top of people's heads, and it was like, I didn't help.
Yeah, the height, I'm sure, definitely plays a part. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's a really common thing for people to not feel very comfortable in crowds or like in sort of like big open spaces and stuff. That's not one of the hang-ups that I do suffer with, which is a treat. So yeah, I think the way I deal with crowds is just go for it. When I used to have to commute across London to an office, that required getting on the tube, Central
Which
line, no
is
less.
it's not for tall people. I can fit in the lowest part of the curve of the tube.
Oh yeah, no, I was always.
And I'm like, this is great.
You either stand hunched over like this, or you face the door. And you're like, The way that I dealt with that, because that was intensely crowded, like that was like real. It was like a sort of cartoonish parody of the tube most days, where you're like, the third train was the one that you could eventually get on, and you were like probably squashed up against
The door
people.
goes.
Yeah. There were quite a few times. Do you know that thing where it's so busy that you're like, okay, the door's about to come through, and then the doors will close, and you'll be like, lunge inwards, and then once the doors are shut, you can be like, sweet.
It happens so many. I've seen it so many times where a tallish person has got on, not thought about the curvature, and they've just gone dong. And
It's happened to me before.
Ow.
It's as painful as you think. Getting your head caught in a tube door. Maybe that explains my behaviour. But the way I would deal with that was I would just like put on some music and basically just try to like leave my body. Like just try to like phase out, you know, sort of zone out, just be chill. Yeah, so that's how I deal with big things.
So when the horde comes through, it's like.
My podcasts are so engaging and fun.
Oh no, where's my leg? Main character, Deacon St John, is played by the Force Unleashed star killer.
Oh yeah.
AKA actor Sam Witwer. I know your game, Sam. I believe him to be actually like this multi-universe person.
Oh right. So you think
That's
canonically?
Canonically, I think he is the same person. I think it is just Star Killer.
Star Killer is real people.
He after everything all went down in those games, he came down to Earth.
Yeah.
And then was like, I just want to live a nice normal life. Oh no, zombie apocalypse. So Luke,
A Jedi came down to Earth.
If you could take any Star Wars character and put them in a zombie survival situation, who would it be?
Clearly, and I don't think. Please edit this with no cuts so you can see how quickly I am to respond because it's the obvious choice.
Right.
General Grievous, because think of how he like. Imagine that just going through the horde, you know. I mean that's a little more of a sexy dance, but yeah, blah 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 blah. But don't imagine that. Imagine General Grievous with the lightsabers going, yeah, like that. You know the way that like when he's fighting Obi-Wan and they're just like scudding on the ground, like just imagine that walking like into a crowd of zombies. Game over for zombies. Yeah, exactly. What a
jam.
mess. What a mess. Yeah.
Nice, okay.
General Kenobi.
That's a good answer, good answer. Next up, got some art.
Yes.
In Days Gone, you can customise your bike, giving it things like a new frame, gas tank, and a nice paint job.
Yeah.
All to help it last as long as possible while out in the wilderness, but also make it look damn good. Also, every time you load up the game after having changed your bike, the bike on the starting screen is your bike.
Oh, that's nice.
Which
touch.
I think is a really lovely touch.
Cool.
But Luke, please design your dream zombie fighting bike.
Gimme. Sweet. Now, producer John is a big motorbike enthusiast. So I'm hoping I do him proud with this one. I can look how he looks very excited right now that this challenge is happening. John, what would you have on my bike? On your bike?
Lots of spikes.
Sure.
Protective spikes. Possibly
Naturally.
shooting spikes.
Shooting spikes?
Somewhere to hold your spiked club.
I thought you were going to say soda.
The whole time Ellen's been explaining this game, I imagine that you're riding while. And then you're going to spike club them as you throttle past them. That's what
It sounds cool, but when you're riding, you do just have to ride, and it's all about manoeuvring. And
that sounds awesome, though.
But it does sound awesome. So if you want to, you can up the game a little bit. Should I give him a time limit, or just let him go?
Yeah, give me a time limit. I don't mind.
Okay.
I don't mind.
I'm going to give you 5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes. Yeah, perfect. Easy.
Nice. And go.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
You good? What the?
I am just
Okay.
about, yeah. Now, I thought about what you guys said, spikes and chains and spikes that fire.
Yeah.
And then I thought, no, I'm not going to do any of that because I'm not very brave and I don't think I would be very brave in a zombie situation. So what my bike is a sort of very, very simple, very slow motorbike that has a load of zombie corpses attached to it, or possibly like still alive wriggly zombies. So when I drive slowly through, it just looks like a big group of zombies going like...
Yeah, but then you're like accidentally start a horde because they see groups
Fine.
and they're like, oh, yeah, I'll join you.
Yeah, but as long as I'm still like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this.
So you go
very slowly,
camouflage.
yeah, very slowly.
You
very
are
slowly.
aware that the zombies do eat each other at times.
I was not aware, no. In fact, what I'll do is, hang on, I didn't know that they formed these hordes around groups. What is a group of people who, if you saw them walking, you would be like, avoid?
Youths. No. That's a 30 Rock joke. Is it us?
Yeah, YouTubers.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah, easy. All I'll do is I'll strap a selfie stick to the to the hands of the lead one, you know. There it is.
Oh my God! Still using selfie
yeah,
sticks.
and then all the other zombies who are like, oh God, no thanks.
I don't want to be on their Insta story.
Yeah, and from inside I can do the voice of the lead zombie. Oh yeah, that's me. That's me inside. Yeah.
I didn't realise you were just in a box.
Yeah, I'm in a small box.
That's the size of a zombie. How are you?
Yeah, I'm crouched up real small like this with a tiny steering wheel. What is up, guys? It's just me and my YouTuber friends just driving along. Yeah, and all the other zombies will be like, oh God, them again. Why are they always hanging around on the road back and forth between the survivor outpost and the fuel depot? Yeah, there you go. Happy with that? Keep your spikes and your fast, cool motorbikes. I'll be driving at 1 mile an hour, covered in zombie filth. This is it, people. This is how we'll all get around in the end times. Yep. Pleased with that.
I think we've learned a lot about Days Gone.
Yes, we have. A lot about survival.
A lot about Luke.
Keep them talking, get out the window, hide in a little box.
Yeah, but let's see what you've been saying
In the comments.
Recently on the channel, we posted the last in our mini tour of the Oxventure live shows, in which the squad, and more precisely Dob, got into a sticky situation with his workforce of magical skeleton builders and an orphanage.
I mean, it looks sturdy. There's big blocks involving some kind of mortar, and basically you're like, yeah, this looks, again, basically the both of you are like, great orphanage, everybody! And the skeletons are standing there just looking pleased as punch. They're grinning, in fact.
What stone did you use?
Stone, boss, from Quarry.
What about the mortar?
Is it orphans? You've got to tell us if it is.
It's orphans, boss.
Commenter Nick Jeffrey expressed the surprise and horror that many of us shared. Luke. Dob outdoing Prudence in the innocent victims scoreboard was something nobody saw coming. And Matt Rodriguez thinks this is a teachable moment. For the rest of us, saying, has nobody figured out how not to allow Dob to make decisions for the team? And then there's commenter Flamar who said, Luke, you're supposed to read this one out? Okay, fine, I'll do it. I mean, to be fair, Dob did appoint a head of human resources, and then the skeletons made use of their human resources. But of course, it wasn't just the YouTube comments expressing their dismay at Dob's actions. Will Jam Tom took to Twitter to say, having just watched the latest Oxventure, Dob might want to consider casting prestidigitation on his conscience or maybe even soul.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. No, didn't work.
Anyway, moving on. Recently, we looked at all the games that mocked you for trying, making sly jokes at your expense for spending loads of time and effort completing them, like Jeff Goldblum here.
Well, you are something. Thank you. Thank you for sticking with it, for not giving up. That is really something. Now, you know what you should do? Turn the thing off, for heaven's sakes, and go outside. You know, breathe the air, take a walk, call a member of the opposite sex. You know what I'm talking about.
Or the King of the Cosmos from Katamari Damacy. You'll no doubt be thrilled to just do whatever it takes to please a charismatic and popular leader like the King. Hey, anything for you, Your Highness. Who kinda looks familiar here. Wait a minute. Goldblum!
Commenter Mars Mitrahavus thinks there's something up, Ellen. Why do I feel like the Xtra crew have a personal vendetta against Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff knows what he did.
Yeah. Wait, what did he do again?
I thought you knew.
Oh. Was he eating our Easter eggs?
No, that was Mike.
Mike? we'll figure this out later. Elsewhere, in last week's show of the weekend, I talked about the brutally difficult Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and the hapless enemy who has the bad fortune to be between the Lady Butterfly boss battle and the point where you respawn after failing in that boss battle. He's a real easy enemy as well, and when you just run down this corridor and he pops out, you get so good at it that this poor guy just over and over again, like no one has suffered in Sekiro as much as this one dude in this one corridor. He's just like over and over again, like and then they go like I've been killed. They go fine. Killed by Lady Butterfly. Back again. I feel for that guy.
Commenter Eastern Dragon has a revelation for you, Luke. You're the random NPC's Lady Butterfly.
Oh my god, I'm a monster.
Oh, Luke, it's not so bad.
It's not?
No, let me finish. It's not so bad as what Dob did to those orphans in D&D. Yeah, you go and reflect on what you've done.
Ellen, I've reflected.
Yeah?
Well, I was halfway through reflecting, and then I saw that there were loads of great D&D fan art. So how bad could it really have gone? Really? Look at what Skyhammer88 sent us on Twitter. Look at this.
Wow.
Isn't that cool, Merylwen?
Oh my goodness.
This really makes me think of the forest spirit thing in Princess Mononoke.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Thank you so much.
Absolutely love it.
And
so good. I love all the gold trim.
Next up, Thelmac Q hit us right in the feels with this comic. It imagines the moment that Dob and Suzette are reunited, but as like a flashback with Dob talking to Merylwen, which is a really smart way of doing it. It's really, that last...
Dob, what does your sister look like?
Yeah.
It's a half-orc lady. My favourite thing is Dob hard crying. In that he's like, in that hug.
That's not my favourite thing. It's really lovely. Thank you so much. Next up, Ellen, this amazing ensemble illustration by 25th Hanabusa.
So good.
What I really love about this is that it's got our D&D characters, but also us in it as well. Like, yeah, that's really...
So cool. Johnny, look at his little face.
Yeah.
I want to break his nose. Real Johnny would not let me do that.
That's why we need fan art. I love the art style so much.
So good.
And here's another extremely impressive ensemble shot.
Whoa!
Double feature here. The marvelous Mr. C has been making
these even more amazing art.
Incredible posters of like each individual adventure.
So good. Egbert with his tinnies.
Oh yeah.
And the fireworks because of the party.
Yeah.
And then the skeleton one is amazing purely because Dob has a little notebook saying "Do not use orphan paste."
There's a lot of lovely details in these. What a talented bunch.
Good.
Hitting us right in the field. Making us feel things. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you so much. So we come to the end of another show of the weekend, Ellen.
Yeah.
Yes. But you can come see us do live D&D. It doesn't look as good as all that fan art.
We look a bit scruffier in real life.
A lot scruffier. Hey, parts of the Dob costume got a wash this time.
Amazing.
You're welcome, front row. The days of that are on screen now. It's towards the end of May. MCM.
Comic-Con London.
On Friday, in the Excel Centre, it's going to be wild.
I love MCM Comic-Con London.
Yeah.
I've gone to pretty much every single one except the one when I had to come to PAX and say hi to all you lovely Australians. And it's brilliant. It's so good.
It's a great show. There's a lot of cool stuff. And if you want to come to our show, all you need is the MCM ticket.
Yes.
But yeah, do come along early if you want to get to the best seats in the front row in the Dob costume smell. Ew, Dob raises his arms in alarm and everyone's like,
mildew.
Mildew? Look.
He's an orc, he's a bard.
That's right.
It's Dob, not Luke.
Dob has come down with a case of limescale. Not Dob's fault. Anyway, here's the cat laser.
Yay!
To close out the show, thank you for watching, guys. Goodbye!